Hi people, it's Archivist here, and today I would like to talk about Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and what I believe it represents in the gaming industry at large. But before I discuss its greater significance, let me give you my brief impressions of the game without turning this into a full review. Shadow of Mordor gets a lot right, with no obvious point of weakness to speak of. The combat is very reminiscent of the Batman Arkham series, which is to say it's excellent. In fact, in many ways I actually preferred it, especially with the brutal finishes. The story, while set in the Tolkien universe, is highly accessible for non-fans, as well as offering a lot for diehards to appreciate. The voice acting is excellent, with mostly interesting characters. There's also a cool system that involves taking out Uruk war chiefs and replacing them with your own, to sabotage Sauron's army. Technically, the game is solid in terms of optimization and visual fidelity. The actual graphical quality should speak for itself, and for anyone else choosing to play the PC version, I've encountered no issues so far with regards to frame rate crashing or stuttering. So to summarise, I like Shadow of Mordor. I really like it, and so do a lot of people, it would seem. Therefore, the question I find myself asking is, where did it come from? Now, while there was a reasonable amount of pre-release information, many of us weren't really aware of this game until the reviews started coming in. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor could easily have been one of those outrageously overhyped games, but it wasn't. It was a nice surprise. In our current gaming culture, we seem to have sleepwalked into a state of mind where games are at their most interesting before they even come out. After all, Destiny's day one sales can almost certainly be attributed to its aggressive ad campaign. This isn't to say Destiny is a bad game, but it's difficult to deny that advertising and hype were the key factors behind its success. The same could be said for Watch Dogs and even Titanfall. It is my belief that a game should speak for itself as to whether or not it's worth playing, and that's exactly what Mordor has done. People are beginning to realise this is potentially a Game of the Year contender, a notion I assure you wasn't around a few weeks ago. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if many gamers actually ended up preferring Shadow of Mordor to many of the other AAA games coming out this autumn, such as Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. I'm making an example of Shadow of Mordor here to represent what I believe the game industry should move towards. Rather than relying on CG and live action trailers, shouldn't developers and publishers instead invest in the actual game? While it may seem a little idealistic, it's by no means impossible for a game to become hugely successful through word of mouth alone. Take Minecraft for example, one of the top selling games in history that gained much of its popularity through YouTube. If you know a game that you really enjoy that doesn't get the recognition it deserves, then let us know about it. After all, popularity doesn't always constitute quality. As always people, thanks very much for watching and see you next time.